Hi, fourth graders, and welcome back to Sun Devil Learning Labs. Today, our topic we will be covering is key details for fourth grade ELA. Let's begin how we usually begin by going over our objective. Our objective today is I can recognize key details and recognize how they are used to describe the main idea of a text. So take a moment to read that objective out loud, read that objective in your head, or read that objective to somebody that is nearby you, and really focus on what we will be learning today through our lesson. So the last few days we've been learning about main idea and main topic. Today we're focusing on key details and how they are used to help us locate our main idea of a text. So our main idea is usually a sentence that explains the most important thought about a topic. The main idea is what the text is mostly about. Main ideas are supported by key details, and key details are facts and ideas that tell us about the main idea. Key details, facts, ideas, and statements and information that give readers a full understanding of the main idea. Key details are used to convince the reader that the main point is correct. So main idea and key details come together directly in our text. Regardless of if our text is a paragraph, an essay, or a book, it should have key details and a main idea, with our key details helping to support our main idea. Normally, our key details are used in a text to convince us as the readers that the main point of the text is correct. So the key details gives information that back up the main idea, that give more information about the main idea, and which allows us to make a direct connection to our main idea and key details. So what is the importance of main idea and key details? So why do we need to know what the main idea is? Well, because it's the whole point of reading. So we need to know what our main idea is because our main idea allows us as readers to be able to understand our text that we're reading. It's the whole point of reading, to be able to understand what we're reading and to understand what the author is trying to convey to us as readers. We read to either learn things or to be entertained, sometimes both. And key details help us to do this. So when we're reading, we're either looking to learn something or to be entertained. Sometimes we're looking to do both. And key details help us to do this. Key details help us to learn about our topic, to learn about our main idea, and helps us to be entertained. When we understand what the main idea and key details are, we have a better understanding of what we are reading and what the author wants to convey to their readers. So when we're reading and we understand the main idea and the key details, we are able to have a better understanding of what we're reading. And without key details, we would have no details to back up information about our main idea. So without key details, we would have no true details to back up our main idea. We wouldn't have any information to back up our main idea to prove that our main idea is correct or anything. Focusing a little bit more on key details. Key details are reasons, facts, steps, or other kind of evidence that support the main idea of a text. So key details are reasons, facts, steps, or other kind of evidence, information that helps to support our main idea. Key details support the larger ideas of the whole text and the main idea. Key details answer the questions who, what, why, how, when, and where. connecting to the main idea. And key details are important points that connect back to our main idea. So when we're looking for key details, we should be sure to ask ourselves the questions of who, what, why, how, when, and where. And how do these questions relate to our main idea? So answer these questions in relation to our main idea and how they are going, and by answering these questions, they're going to be able to help us support the larger idea and our larger ideas of the text, as well as the main idea. So why do we need key details? Key details help to support the text and the main idea. Without key details and supporting details throughout a text, we would be unable to locate our main idea. And you can get a better idea of what the main idea is by paying close attention to key details in the text. Through asking ourselves these questions: what are they trying to say? What are they hoping to prove? And how do they all tie back in together? So by asking ourselves these questions about our key details to help us find our main idea, this will help us really bring all of our key details together and help us to be able to actually locate our key details within a text. So what is the author trying to say? What's the author trying to prove? And how do all the key details tie back together to help us locate our main idea of a text? So tips for finding key details. Look at the details that make the text what it is. Ask and answer who, what, where, and the why questions to find key details. Through answering these questions, we will be able to find direct details in the text about our main idea. And if we need to, go ahead and reread a text for clarity to find our key details or to even find our main idea, and list all key details that directly relate to the main idea. This will help us as readers be able to fully understand the text. And remember, always provide textual examples and evidence to support your answers. So if we're answering questions about a text or if we're locating the main idea in a text, always, always, always provide textual examples as evidence. So that means provide direct quotes, direct information from the text as evidence to support these answers or main idea. Now we are going to watch a video on finding key details. I want you guys to pay close attention to what key details are being focused on throughout the video and think to yourself, what is the importance of these details in relation to the main idea? So in the video that we're going to be watching, it's going to be similar to the activity that we are going to do after we watch the video. They're going to be locating key details in a text to help find the main idea of a text.
My objective is to identify key details from multiple texts, and I'm starting with the text of ice ages. First, I need to read the text. Have you ever heard the phrase ice age? It refers to a long period of time when glaciers and ice sheets cover large parts of the earth. We are actually living in an ice age right now. This ice age began about 2.5 million years ago. Today, large areas of ice cover regions of Antarctica, the Arctic, and Greenland. The climate changes multiple times during an ice age. It alternates between glacial periods and interglacial periods. During glacial periods of an ice age, temperatures are much colder than they are today. Ice sheets and glaciers expand, covering more of the planet. These periods can last tens of thousands of years. The last glacial period started about 120,000 years ago and ended about 11,500 years ago. During interglacial periods of an ice age, the average global temperature increases. Ice sheets and glaciers get smaller. The climate is warmer and wetter than it is during glacial periods. We are currently living in an interglacial period. It started about 11,500 years ago when the last glacial period ended. During an ice age, glacial periods generally last much longer than interglacial periods. Scientists don't completely understand what causes ice ages, but they do believe that one important factor is the amount of light Earth receives from the sun. When the northern part of the world receives less sunlight, temperatures drop and more water freezes into ice. This can lead to the start of an ice age. When the northern part of the world receives more sunlight, temperatures rise and ice sheets melt. This can lead to the end of an ice age. However, there are other factors too, including changes in the water flow of our oceans. Scientists are working to learn more about how different factors may cause an ice age to begin and end. So I've read my text and I'm thinking about some of the details to identify the main idea. I read in the first paragraph that ice ages are long periods of time. So I'm going to insert that into my first detail. Ice ages are long periods of time when ice covers large parts of the earth. That was in paragraph 1. Another detail from the text is that we are currently living in an interglacial period when temperatures increase. That was in paragraph 2. I read in paragraph 3 that light from the sun may impact the start of an ice age or the start of an interglacial period as well. So looking at all of these details, I'm trying to determine what the main idea of the story is. And it seems to me that scientists don't know what causes ice ages and are working to learn more. We know some information about ice ages, but we don't know exactly all of the factors that contribute to them or why we are experiencing the ice melts that we currently are. So this is how I'm identifying key details from the text, and I will be working on another text shortly.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that video on finding the key details of a text to locate our main idea. Next, we are going to take a moment to pause our video, and I want you guys to go and grab a pencil and a piece of paper, please, for our next activity. All right, everyone, welcome back. At this point, you should have your piece of paper and pencil in front of you. And we are going to practice finding key details on our own using a familiar text. So I want you guys to take this time to draw a tree map on your piece of paper. The tree map should look like the one that I have on the screen in front of you with 4 different details. You could do 4 or 3 details, whatever you guys can fit on your piece of paper. That is okay. Make sure to have your main idea labeled at the top. And as we are reading, fill in key details from the text about the main idea. So as I'm reading, I want you guys to be filling in key details that are going to help us find our main idea. So take a moment to pause the video and write out your tree map on your piece of paper. At this point, you should not have anything written into your tree map. And make sure to give yourself enough room to be able to write inside each box. During the read aloud, feel free to pause the video throughout to have more time to read. Look up any words that you're unfamiliar with or that are confusing to you. Take your time when completing your tree map and make sure to keep in mind what we have learned today about key details. And when completing your tree map, ask yourself, who, what, where, and why? These questions will help you be able to locate the key details. All right, your 5 senses. Your 5 senses help you understand the world around you. Every day, whether you're running outside or eating a yummy meal, your 5 senses are always sending messages to your brain. Go outside. What do you see? From the tiny ants crawling on the ground to the bluebird at the very top of the tree, your eyes help you see everything around you. Have you ever walked into a bakery and felt hungry right away? Feeling hungry is your sense of smell in action. When air carries smell into your nose, your brain recognizes it. Sometimes the smell makes you feel hungry. Sounds are everywhere you go. Some sounds are very loud, like the siren of a fire truck. Other sounds are quiet, like water dripping from the sink. Have you ever felt something that was slimy, sticky, or wet? Your skin sends information about the way things feel to your brain. Then your brain tells you what to do. People eat food every day. You use your tongue to taste the food you eat. The tiny bumps on your tongue are called taste buds. They tell your brain if the food tastes good or bad. Without your five senses, the world would seem very different. Every day, your brain helps make sense of what you see, smell, hear, touch, and taste. So I want you guys to take a moment to pause the video and complete your tree map if you have not done so already. And if you need to reread over the text a little bit to gain some more information for your tree map regarding to the key details and your main idea. Now let's go over the tree map I have completed. So my tree map details key details might look a little bit different than your guys's, and that is okay. Our main ideas should though be relatively the same. If you guys want to add any of the key details that I have that you might not have into your tree map, feel free to do so. And if your main idea is not similar to the one I have, go ahead and change that out to the main idea I have or something similar to it, please. Let's begin with detail 1. Our five senses are always sending messages to our brains. Detail 2, your brain helps to recognize our senses through smell, sight, hearing, feel, and touch. Detail 3, every day we use our five senses. In detail 4, without our five senses, the world around us would be much different. So all of these key details together help us to locate our main idea. Our main idea being our five senses help us to smell, see, hear, feel, and touch. Reading through our key details again, all of our key details have information about our five senses and what they do to benefit us in our everyday lives. So that helps us to locate our main idea. Again, if you guys need to pause the video and fill in any more information into your tree maps, go ahead and feel free to do so. Now we will continue on to what we learned today. Today we learned how to identify key details in a text to gain a full understanding of a text. So just as we had done in the last slide, we were able to identify key details from the text, which were able to help us gain a full understanding of the text and locate our main idea. We also learned the overall importance of key details and why we use key details within a text. Why we need key details within a text. And we learned how to use a tree map in order to identify key details in a text. So the tree map we used was able to help us identify key details in the text. And we also learned the importance of key details in a text and how important they really are to locating our main idea. You guys all did great today. Awesome job. And tomorrow we will have our weekly wrap up. Awesome job today, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.